Hi, everyone. My goal here is to go over the template for the annotated bibliography and just give you some tips of what I'm looking for. This assignment is very specific, so whereas it should not be so focused on gathering sources, you should have the majority of your sources. The whole point of this assignment is formatting. It's can you format your sources in a way that someone can pick it up and they can skim through, they can see that everything is in order, okay? So the idea is to use the template and just type over the different sections and make them specific to your research. This should be deleted. Um, I know it's been an issue between having Word and Google Docs and that your class runs on Google Docs. So there is a corresponding feature for everything in Word, for example, to edit the header. There's going to be something in Google Docs where you can go in and you can manipulate the header. And some of you have contacted me about that. So, but anyway, I know you're doing your best. But the idea is that you are able to download. There's a download button, but download and open it so that you can just highlight and type over what I have. So you should not have to redo the formatting. Now, be careful that see, this is centered. You don't want to tab here and then type because it's going to center everything. So what you want to do is find your sources and highlight those and type over those. Okay. Now you'll notice that a few things. The entries are going to be alphabetical. See, this is a B. That's the first word of the entry. So the entries are going to be alphabetical based on the first word of the entry, which is usually the author's last name. Sometimes it's the name of an article or website. So anyway, so you'll see this is what a reverse indentation looks like. Okay, the first line is pushed all the way to the margin, and the second line is pushed in, indented about half, whatever the settings are for tabs, so like half an inch or something. And the annotation, which is the notes about your topic, it also lines up with that second line. Okay, so here's the first paragraph of the first annotation, and notice the second paragraph is not indented as you normally would. It just goes to the next line and starts. Okay, so everything, if you scan it, you can see everything here until you get to the word Canadian is focused on this first source. So I know all the information here is going to be about that first source. Okay, now if you read the template, it's going to tell you what kind of information to include in each paragraph. Okay. It's going to tell you a little bit about the format. It's going to say, hey, you're going to your next paragraph and you don't need to do anything different. Okay. Um, a few things. I notice sometimes people copy paste. You have to remove the source formatting or paste it into like a secondary app, like a note taking app to remove the formatting because you want it all, your whole document. This should be Times New Roman font. Okay. It should be double space with no spaces in between. Okay. Um, so the formatting is, you just have to really pay attention to it. Okay. It should really be consistent. Notice a few things. This is a website. Website pages are, they use sentence case, which means only the first word of the title and subtitle are capitalized. Everything else, okay, is going to be lowercase. Usually with a website, the website host is not italicized. Okay, this is this is actually it's incorrect here because this looks like a journal article. Okay, so this part is correct. Okay, that's the article name. Notice it has sentence case. Now this right here up to this should be italicized. When you have an anthology, which most of the entries in your opposing viewpoints are part of an anthology with a title and subtitle. And if you paid attention to my notes, I'll tell you, hey, this should be italicized. So here's an error right here. This is the name of a journal article. It should be italicized, and the volume number should also be italicized. So let me see if I find one that I did correctly, because that one's not correct. Okay, this is a different kind of situation here. Okay, this one is correct. Okay, see, it has a DOI and everything. This is a journal article. And notice the journal title is italicized. Okay. Um, the article title is using sentence case. That is correct. And it has a DOI after the volume number, the page numbers, and it has a DOI. Okay, that's kind of like a URL or link. Okay.